Hey, welcome everyone to another edition of AmpLIFEied Live. As you know, I'm Dr. Jason Deitch, and today I'm excited for our conversation with Jerry Curtin. Jerry Curtin is the president of Cultivate by Standard Process, a company that I've known and loved for decades now. Jerry, you're doing some amazing work. We've been talking about I'll say, basically somewhat new Cultivate program. But the fact of the matter is Cultivate's been around for a long time, and I was hoping maybe today we can kind of share with the profession what you've been up to for the past decade or so and how you have really, I think, cracked the code on how to connect chiropractors with employers. So first, thanks for taking some time to be here with us, for sharing what I know you guys have been up to. I'm excited to share it with everybody out there. Welcome, and let me start with the first question. Tell me about how Cultivate was born as a basically byproduct of what Standard Process has been doing for this profession for so long.
Sure, glad to. And thanks again, Jason. It's a pleasure and an honor to sit with you folks. As you know, Standard Process has been a staunch advocate for the chiropractic community since 1929. We have been out there doing the best we can to put the best quality supplements into the hands of healthcare practitioners for that time frame. Over the course of time, and I think this dates back to our ownership, it's a three-generation business here. Most folks are familiar with Charlie Dubois, but this wellness journey started even a little bit before Charlie with both of his parents. Going back into the early days of Standard Process, it was always a business philosophy to try to take care of your employees, with the basic premise that if you had happy and healthy employees, it would translate into a happy and healthy business. So in theory, that's a great place to start. It's a great perspective to have towards your employees if you're the leader of an organization. But it actually started to come to life in a variety of different ways. And the wellness program here at Standard Process started back in 1998. In 1998, Charlie Dubois, the president, had approved or acknowledged the need that there were employees coming forward that wanted to start to do things to become healthier in the workplace. And in 1998, we had a group of lady employees who decided that they wanted to have a walking program. So the Standard Process wellness program that we have today that we're so very proud of starts like many wellness programs do in corporate America, and that is with one just first simple step of doing something. So in 1998, that was kicked off with a walking program. Charlie continued to provide things in the business, and that was through a variety of different healthcare professionals, to programs, to services. And over the better of a decade, we had been tried and true, delivering all sorts of wonderful programs to our employees. And the result was that our people were healthier, and surely with employee surveys and customer feedback that we were getting in our marketplace, we were finding that our employees really were happy, along with being healthy. Charlie was clairvoyant in this space going back about 10 years ago, Jason, in that when we started to launch the more comprehensive wellness program, which began to have things like health risk assessments, dietary counseling, chiropractic, and things of that nature, he was very clairvoyant in doing one thing, in that he wanted to make sure that whatever he was investing in was actually having the impact that he intended. So as a leader with great gut feel, he was investing in a lot of things, but he was also taking employee metrics along the way. And with every activity, with every program, we were collecting dozens and dozens of metrics across multiple platforms. Well, about 3 years ago, Jason, we sort of sat around the table and said, we have 10 years of wonderful data. We know that we have happy and healthy employees, but let's take this deeper dive and let's go look at that. So Charlie and I sat around the table for the better part of a year, quite honestly, looking at over 770,000 line items of medical data. And, today we see things inside of the Standard Process wellness program that is very expansive. We have an employee garden, we have massage therapy, acupuncture, chiropractic on site. There's a supplement stipend. So we were giving all of these great benefits. We were seeing all of this great engagement. But about 3 years ago, we said, look, it's time to go back and dig into the data. And wouldn't it be great if we could say to not only all of the standard process employees, but to the world and the chiropractic community, we think we have cracked the code. And if we could say that our results and our metrics were not only good but validated, perhaps we might be on the verge of something. So over the course of that year, we took a deep dive into those analytics, and we saw that we had a 97% engagement rate in our wellness program.
Wow.
We saw the enrolled participants that were in the wellness program took their healthcare costs down by 55%.
Wow.
And not only that, a great testament of a fantastic wellness program is not just how well are you taking care of your employees, but does that wellness effort, does that education bleed or extend itself into the wider employee base of covered lives, which means the spouses and the dependents. And Charlie and I sat back after 10 years of data and we said, did you know that our spousal costs were also reduced by 18% over this time? And so when you can say that you're actually impacting your own people, they're feeling well, the claims are good, now you're starting to see the inroads in the family. We knew that we had something very special here. So once we sat on all that data, Jason, we asked ourselves, well, there's a lot in the standard process offering, but could we say that there were 3, 4, 5 consistent things that we did every day that were consistent across all the participants that we could say with a high degree of confidence, this is the foundational work of wellness. And so when we did that, to no surprise to us, but it was nice to see through a third-party university that validated all of our data that, yes, we can say some pretty fantastic things about the metrics, the way people were feeling. And it really became quite astonishing because we first thought we were making great inroads with healthcare claims, which we were. But then there were operational metrics, Jason, that really started to flourish. So we started seeing absentee rates go down, tenure was going up, training costs were going down because people were staying longer. We saw recruitment costs go down because as an employer of choice, you had more people wanting to join the business than the business needing to go out and look for folks. But after all of that exhaustive analysis, we came back with 4 consistent behaviors across all that activity. And it was chiropractic, it was nutrition, it was fitness, and it was education. And so we said, with all of these wonderful things, the one consistent piece with all of our success across all of our participants was a combination of those 4 pieces. So therefore, you have the birth of Cultivate. We took these 4 pillars, if you will, and we said, how can we create business systems, business tools, IT infrastructure, and all of the complementary support to say if there are companies who are interested in moving the needle, not only with happiness, but with wellness and health at the same time, we have a demonstrated model that says putting these 4 things together will deliver operational results, healthcare results, and on top of all of that, the nice, softer employee engagement results. So here we were opening our doors last February, Jason, going to the world and saying we have this 10 years of wonderful data in a manufacturing organization where we were able to deliver 97% participation and the 18% reduction in spousal costs. And if you are interested in moving needles like this, we may be the offering for you. And again, I think it's been very successful. It's been very fun so far. We have doctors out there in the chiropractic community who are starting to hear about what we're doing, and they're now paying attention. And there are more and more people out there wondering, how did you create a wellness offering that put chiropractic first? And we love to tell that story.
It's an awesome story. I mean, basically, the way I see it is, Charlie and the organization had a passion for this profession, which is demonstrated for, decades now with his philanthropic support. of
Sure.
most major institutions in the chiropractic profession. He sells exclusively through healthcare providers, and chiropractors are the largest group. I mean, this has really been sort of your passion project to help support this profession grow. And I'm just, I'm a big fan, is why I'm sort of reiterating to the profession that, it's really been out of, I'll say Charlie, but, your entire family, the entire organization. I mean, it's a culture. I've been up to Wisconsin, up there. You guys get us. And that's so important because there's so many supplement companies from all over that just keep trying to sell stuff to chiropractors. And you really help our profession grow. You support our profession in, academically, through scholarships, through, in many cases, putting together, whether it's the actual clinic or other incredible, I know at Life University, Lyceum Park, thanks to you guys.
Sure, yeah.
It's phenomenal to see that this has really become a byproduct of your passion for wanting to support this profession and for your passion for wanting to do the right thing for the people. And, I guess they say necessity is the mother of invention. You put those two things together.
Right.
And it is brilliant. I just to reiterate without being repetitive, the idea that you measured all along the way. So this wasn't just hey, let's do something good for our people here, in the plant. But this was, how do we figure out a way to not only help our people, not only save money for our company, but really create a program for the profession to now connect with local employers because really of your deep-seated belief that we, as a chiropractic profession, have so many solutions and untapped opportunities that we really look to entrepreneurs, executives. I know you have a background in at GE. I mean, top-level C-suite and vice president, high-level managers who are seeking solutions, but we as a profession have never really had the opportunity to learn the language, the culture, the issues that employers, HR executives, wellness directors, C-suite executives are looking for in order to say, wait a minute, nobody's ever explained what you guys do for us like you are.
Right.
Come on board because we want those kinds of results. It's awesome.
I hope that's changing the conversation, Jason. I think, for those that are listening, I'm not a chiropractor by trade. And Jason mentioned some previous history in GE inside of that healthcare world. You'll not find a stronger, more staunch position in that the chiropractor, if properly trained and educated, is the best positioned holistic healthcare practitioner that exists. And we have sort of extrapolated on that value proposition to even say one step further, if that chiropractor could extend their skill set into a place, let's just say like safety or ergonomics. We've taken the core skill set of a chiropractor, Jason, and we've translated those skills and the abilities to this new environment. And the challenge there with corporate America is the same challenge that chiropractors are having across the country right now, is that, we're only seeing about 13% of the population. So when we go into a company and we say, we have a program that's led by chiropractors, and as a profession, we're only seeing 10% of our population, sometimes you'll get a raised eye and say, well, why did you pick a chiropractor? And I always tell what I think is a very great story for the profession that says chiropractors are just as good, if not better, than any other healthcare practitioner, provided that they institute the same process, tools, and rigor as traditional healthcare. So that just means when you do something, you do it in the same way. When you do something, you can measure it. When you measure it, you analyze it. You can analyze on an individual level and at the group level. So when we say we use chiropractic to validate outcomes, I can tell you to the visit, to the patient, with the data, that an individual is getting better. And I think when corporate America and the C-suite start paying attention, not only more to wellness as a business solution, but looking to chiropractors to help fill that gap, if the chiropractic community can talk about holistic care with an anchor of results and patient outcomes, we will change a lot of people's opinion on the ability of a chiropractor to be the first step in what we would prefer to call the proactive or the preventive first step of health and wellness, and that is go to your chiropractor.
That is awesome. It is.
So companies around the country are really paying attention to this. They want to know not only how does a chiropractor take good care of you, which, that means more than just necks and spines, but we take a lot of time inside of our program here that our chiropractors go through a very rigorous certified course so that they can go and do ergonomics and they can contribute in safety. And the beauty of our program is that it's not just putting a chiropractor on site at a corporation. It's a tag team approach. So the chiropractor works on site with a wellness coach. So again, with chiropractic, nutrition, education, and fitness, the chiropractor obviously takes the lion's share of the chiropractic work and some of the nutrition. And then the wellness coach takes care of the nutrition, the fitness, and shares the education. So it's not just one chiropractor putting an office at the end of the hallway and having a triage for anyone to walk in. This is a very embedded, ingrained tag team approach to where we're deeply involved with finance, HR, IT, the leadership teams, the safety committees. So when they look at us as an on-site wellness offering, in our eyes, we want them to see us as a business partner, because if we do what we say we're going to do and we can deliver all of those fantastic results, we make that business better. And I can tell you what we're really excited about is we have a handful of clients right now who are seeing astronomical results based on this model. And I have a feeling that the more and more these results get shared about what a chiropractor can do in a corporate environment, A, we're going to have more corporations very interested in this approach. And B, what I hope to also generate is more excitement, more interest and intrigue to the chiropractic community to say, look, there is a way to do this. It is a pretty high skill set. It is a little bit of a different environment. But if you want to have an impact on your community, which includes not just the people, but the businesses in that community, the on-site wellness program like Cultivate's, pretty interesting proposition.
That's one of the things that I'm so inspired by about it. I mean, as you know, I wrote a book about this whole idea, Discover Wellness at Work.
Right.
It's one of the reasons why I'm so, I'll say, enthusiastic and supportive is for those chiropractors listening, the job is to try to get as many people in your community inspired to want chiropractic care. And, the way our culture works here in America, most people look to their employers for direction about health and well-being. Not that they should, but that's the way it's set up in our country. Employers, in most cases, provide health insurance. Most people's mindset is to go, well, okay, what panel am I on, or what do I have access to? What coverage do I have? What's my employer giving me as a benefit? So you embedding this program for chiropractors, obviously for employers, but for chiropractors to have the ability to go on site and reach participation levels of 97%, even if it's half of that. I mean, the statistics are absolutely just remarkable. For us as passionate chiropractors whose mission is to try to help as many people as possible, for people to have access to our care, to understand the benefits of what it is that we do. And so for that, I say, just a massive thank you very much, because, we need to figure out ways where not just chiropractors figure these things out, but brilliant executives, smart people who are non-chiropractors, who are bottom line focused, data driven, performance based, and understand corporate America. Most chiropractors don't understand corporate. We need people just like yourself kind of saying, hey, you know what? You guys have something amazing. We've got to come up with a plan so that we can get you in hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of employers, small and large, across the nation. It solves our healthcare crisis with costs. It helps people become more productive, be healthier, be more, just happier in their community. And it's great for our profession. It's what we've been trying to do and probably just haven't been able to do for ourselves. And it's just remarkable. I guess we're going to do hopefully a series of these, if you would. I really want to sort of unpack how Cultivate works, who the right types of chiropractors are that can work with you, how to get involved, how not to get involved. Instead of doing one long video, let's do a series of these. But perhaps, sort of in closing, share, your sort of vision of where this goes. Is this only for top executives? Is it for small and large corporations? Is it just regional? Is it nationwide? I mean, what's the big idea here?
Well, the reach of the program, the way that we built this, Jason, is so that it can be scalable. And we talk about going on site, and immediately a chiropractor is starting to, ask the question that says, does this mean I have to go 40 hours a week? Am I shutting down my practice? None of that has to happen, but yes, all of it could happen. The needs of a client could range from anywhere from 4 to 8 hours a day to a full 40 hours. And that really depends on what the client wants. And it also depends on how this opportunity fits in to any one chiropractor's private practice model. What we would like to do over the next 18 months is we are going to continue to be one of chiropractic's strongest champions in terms of validating what you do in big group format. And I think you're going to see more and more of our voice pointing to chiropractors who are highly skilled, who offer multi-modalities and are very savvy in terms of being able to run a practice. So they're then what's next. Our idea here is to take Cultivate to any mid-size corporation who will pay attention. And the reason why we choose mid-size, and this is one of our common misnomers, is people want to know who are your big players. The Googles, the IBMs, the GEs perhaps. But as every chiropractor out there in practice knows, most of the companies that live in our communities have employees of around 500 people or less. So big corporate wellness offerings that offer a triage of people and 15 levels of support are really looking for a more personal, a more community-based, and a more holistic approach to healthcare. And I can tell you from the folks that we talk to, Jason, there are C-suite people everywhere that would love to hear about a 2-person tag team, a 3-person tag team that can go in and take care of that small to mid-sized company without it breaking a leg. And the great news is when we do that, it's a way in which we can help that private practice grow while they contribute time and energy to the on-site space. We're helping that business get served because typically they've been, smaller, mid-sized player. And in the end, we do well by the profession because anytime we have an opportunity to bring an American of any walk of life into the space of chiropractic and its expanse offerings, we know that we can change lives. And like my boss, Charlie Dubois, says, we really, truly are in this business because we're passionate about one another and we're passionate about healthy living. So I look forward to however I can help Jason tell the story on on-site wellness, what it means for the chiropractic community, and all the different sort of business things that go along with that your audience might be interested in.
Right on. Well, let's do this again real soon. In closing, if people do want to learn more, if they want to learn what Cultivate is all about or get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
The easiest way to just go onto the website, www.cultivateonsite.com. And you can see all the offerings we have for clients, chiropractors, all of our marketing material, and all of our messaging.
Outstanding.
Thank you, Jason.
Yeah, Jerry, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Of course, thank you, Charlie Dubois, and the rest of the Standard Process team. Thank you for, I'll say, on behalf of the profession, I'll just take the liberty. We really love and appreciate your support, all you do for us. I probably know more than most, just the philanthropy that goes along with what really is in your heart to try to help us, our profession, serve as many people as possible. That's ultimately the big game here, is how do we really make the world a better place by providing them the services and resources they need. So thanks for your partnership and all of that. Let's do this again. We'll keep the conversation going. Until next time, I'm Dr. Jason Deitch. Thanks for watching AmpLIFEied Live. Have a great day.
Be well.